Monday morning. When we left last week, an angel was flying and had pronounced the word woe 3 different times. And in light of that, heaven was silenced for half an hour. As I was thinking about that cry of that eagle, I realized yet again that that was just another cry of mercy from the Lord. When you consider the 7 seal judgments they've walked through, when you consider the first 4 trumpet judgments, and then you have this eagle crying, woe, 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 that more is coming. It's just another opportunity that God is giving people inside of this painful season of judgment to turn their hearts back to the Lord. And so this is now where we find ourselves in Revelation 9. And it begins this way with the 5th blow of the trumpet. And the 5th angel blew his trumpet, and I saw a star fallen from heaven to earth, and he was given the key to the shaft of the bottomless pit. So the star falls from heaven, which is very reminiscent of Luke 10:18 when it says, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. So I think it's safe to assume that this is another moment like that one recorded in Luke. It says he opened the shaft of the bottomless pit, and from the shaft rose smoke like the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened with the smoke from the shaft. And whenever it uses the word like, it says smoke like the smoke of a great furnace rose. It means that there are times that John just doesn't have accurate words to use to describe something. So he's not saying it is that, he's saying it's like that. Then from the smoke came locusts on the earth, and they were given power like the power of scorpions of the earth. They were told not to harm the grass of the earth or any green plant or any tree, but only those people who do not have the seal of God on their foreheads. So these locusts, which really are demonic beings that have the semblance of locusts to John, they are given boundaries. God is saying, this is the only thing you can do. You cannot you can't harm the grass of the earth or any green plant or any tree, but only the people who do not have the seal of God. That means believers will not be touched by these demonic entities, and that God is in control. That's what I love and so moves my heart about the book of Revelation. God is always in control. Satan may think he's operating and functioning. He opened this bottomless pit, but he is not in control of what these locusts do. They were allowed to torment the people who do not have the seal of God, who have not bowed their knee to salvation. They're allowed to be tormented for 5 months, but they are not allowed to be killed. Their torment was like the torment of a scorpion when it stings someone. And I have heard and read and Googled that scorpion stings are some of the most painful things a person can endure. And in those days, people will seek death, but they will not find it. They will long to die, but death will flee from them. So here these demonic entities are allowed to torment people for 5 months with this sting, and yet they are not allowed to die because all of these are boundaries that God has set up. Now, where are they released from? It says they're released from this bottomless pit. Dr. Tim LaHaye says this about this. He said this literally means in Greek, the pit of the abyss. It's not hell and it's not Hades. It's been suggested that it may be at the bottom of the great gulf fixed in Hades, which separates the place of torment and the place of comfort, described as the abode of the dead. A study of Scripture indicates also that there are 2 different kinds of demons: those that are free and that live in this spiritual realm and that torment our lives and that we have to encounter and battle in spiritual warfare. And they seek often to even indwell the bodies of men. And there's many examples of this throughout Scripture. Do you remember when the demons were in the man, the demoniac, and they asked Jesus, when Jesus went to cast them out, they said, please don't throw us into the abyss. Would you throw us into the swine? Even the demons knew what the abyss was, and they knew it was a place they did not want to go to. And so it's this place of darkness where demons are confined and into chains of darkness, and they're reserved for judgment. They were reserved for this time. So there have been actual demons that are on the earth that we battle in our spiritual warfare, but there are also demons in this moment that are chained and bound in this abyss. And it is in this moment in Scripture that they are finally released. And when they are released as locusts sent to devour, stinging as with the sting of a scorpion. And so then listen to how John describes what they look like. In verse 7, it says, they are in appearance, the locusts were like horses prepared for battle. On their heads were what looked like crowns of gold. Their faces were like human faces, their hair like women's hair, and their teeth like lions' teeth. They had breastplates like breastplates of iron, and the noise of their wings was like the noise of many chariots with horses rushing into battle. They have tails and stings like scorpions, and their power to hurt people for 5 months is in their tails. They have as king over them. So there's this hierarchy. They have as king over them the angel of the bottomless pit. So there's a demonic force that controls the bottomless pit. His name in Hebrew is Abaddon, which actually means a destroying angel. And in Greek, he is called Apollyon. The first woe that the eagle pronounced has passed. This is the first woe. And behold, 2 woes are to come. So is it any wonder in thinking of this moment that eagle proclaimed woe? Because this is a woeful moment. So Denise, why would a merciful God allow people to go through such suffering? Well, let me just say this, as horrible as this moment will be, it will in no way compare to what a life of separation in hell would be like. And so God in his mercy allows in this moment people to encounter a torment that is in just a small way that of what would be in eternal separation from God, in the desire that their hearts will turn back to him. So to me, that is extravagant mercy, and they're not allowed to be killed. So they're not allowed to be taken out of this life in eternal separation from God. So think about it. Why do people who have cancer endure because sometimes the prescription is worse than the disease, right? So why did they endure chemotherapy or radiation or immunotherapy? Knowing what it may do to their body, they do it for the healing that they know it can bring. And so God allows the same things to occur. Matthew 10:8 says this, "Do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell." And so he is a merciful God. And this is a revelation to every single heart that is encountering this, that Jesus is still there. And do you know what would change all of this torment they're walking through? Just one cry of surrender to Jesus. And the same heart of mercy that he turned in the Old Testament to the children of Israel at the sound of their cry, and the same sound of mercy that he turned in the New Testament every time someone cried out to him, and the same heart of mercy that he gives to us even now when we cry out to him in a place of surrender will still be available throughout those 7 years of tribulation. That, my friends, is the God of mercy that we have, and the Jesus that continues to invite us today, on this Monday morning, and even in the Monday mornings that will come then. My prayer is that we pay attention now, hoping that we will never have to know what that moment